Hi, it's Neil McGovern here, and this is a video today about microdynamics, as I like to call it, in jazz playing. Now, when we play classically, we have our set dynamic levels. You know them probably: pianissimo, piano, mezzo piano, then mezzo, forte, forte, fortissimo, and those might be indicated for a section of the music. You might have some crescendos or diminuendos, gradually getting louder or gradually getting softer. But in jazz, a lot of the dynamics that we do, or should be doing, to sound stylistically correct, are going to be much more dramatic changes than that. So one note might be very quiet, and then the next note might be very loud. And there's a couple of rules maybe we could think about how to decide how we might implement those things. So one would be if it's a higher note. Sounds silly, but if it's a higher note, maybe it's going to be a louder note. If it's an offbeat note, it's likely to be a louder note. So you might land up with something like this. So you get a kind of much louder ping at the top of that phrase. I'll try and do something else as well. So you can do something like that where the offbeat one is louder and also higher as well. So there's just a couple of things to think about when you're playing jazz music. Now, an exercise you can do to practice this, a lot of people when they're first starting actually don't have a very big dynamic range. You're playing on a strength 2, strength 2.5 reed, and a beginner mouthpiece, and your dynamic level, your dynamic the change possibilities of changing is about that much. Whereas when you get a slightly harder setup, you're going to find you can do a lot more with it. Yeah. So with this mouthpiece, I can play, and I can play. So there's a huge difference in volume there, but you can still practice it, and a lot of the dynamic control is really just practice. So what I'm going to get you to do is just play a crotchet on a note of your choice, maybe a B or something easy. I'm just going to play crotchets at that speed, and you're going to play one loud, one soft, like this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, you can see there's quite a big difference in the volume levels of those two notes. This is something you can actually think about if you land up playing walking bass lines. Sometimes if you might be playing baritone sax, for instance, and you want to play just crotchets, dum 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 dum, and something you can sometimes add in, not all the time because it can become a bit too contrived, but you can sometimes just do a little bit of a push on the 2, a little bit of push on the 4, beat 2 and beat 4, that is, if we're playing in 4/4. Anyway, there's a few things just to think about how you might inflect jazz playing a little bit differently to your classical playing using what I call microdynamics. Anyway, hopefully that's helpful. These lessons are available for free online for you to have a look at and check out my other videos. But I've said a number of times now, there's really no replacement for actually having a real teacher. So if you're interested in lessons, do get in touch, have a look at my website, and contact me if you have any questions.